Yeah. I'm in Warsaw, Poland, so it's almost 7 o'clock right now. And you are
I'm in Canada actually.
in Canada. Yeah,
Canada,
that's
yes. Have you ever been?
no, never. Just
Never? Oh my God, you gotta come to Vancouver.
I was waiting for your invitation, and
Oh,
it never came. So
this is
that's
Bartosz, this is your room here. We'll set up a
okay.
mattress. This is where we have our guests. They're in my office, but I
Great.
mean, we'll make it homey for you.
Okay, thanks.
How's your day going so far? You busy or?
Yeah, after the Edgerunners, like everything went to the heights of craziness. So each day is very busy right now. But it's fun. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, it is busy. So
Yeah, I was looking up some other media that you've done, like interviews that you've done, and they seem to mainly be in Polish. So I wonder if this is like one of your, not one of your first English interviews, but yeah, the first one that's going to be kind of out there that's visible on YouTube. Do you do a lot of
e-
English interviews?
on paper, yeah, a lot.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I think yeah, and I was at some anime cons and comic cons in the past doing some panels. So it's not like interviews, but
Right, right.
panels. Yeah,
Yeah, different kinds of things. Yeah, I
yeah.
love that. Absolutely amazing to have you. This kind of came out of nowhere, but I'm thrilled that you're here and we I get to talk to you a little bit. Bartosz Sztybor, is that how you say your name
Yeah,
properly?
almost
Almost.
perfect. It's Bartosz Sztybor.
Bartosz Sztybor. Okay, good.
Okay,
I
yeah,
was
nice,
close. I was close.
super cool. Yeah,
You know, I'm really not too great at Polish names. I know three, yours now. Wrocław is one that I can say well,
yeah.
and Marcin, and those are kind of the easy
Oh,
ones. So
man, but you are very good at it.
there you
So,
go. I appreciate it.
because my name is very hard even for Polish people. So
Yes.
I think you nailed it. So
Okay,
yeah,
good. We gotta win on the board there. So
yeah.
fantastic. Okay, let's just start with your name, your role, what you do at CDPR, and your role on Edgerunners.
Okay, so my name is Bartosz Sztybor. Everyone calls me Sztybor, so you can call me Sztybor if you want. At CDPR, I'm working on comic books and animations. I'm doing mostly writing and producing stuff. So that's my role. And I did the same thing working on Cyberpunk Edgerunners. So I was writing the story, writing the scripts, and producing the whole thing as well.
Fantastic. Wow. That's a lot of work.
It is, and it was 4 almost full years of work. So yeah, it's a lot,
The
and
production timeline was, sorry, how long was the production timeline,
yeah, it was
would you
for
say?
4 years. It was,
Four?
yeah, it was. It started in like before I came to CDPR. They were like other teams were trying to do something, but it didn't end well. So when
Hmm.
I started working in CDPR, it was January 2019, and that's when the production, like the pre-production started. But
Okay,
but
okay.
uh, but from January 2019 until September 2022, that's the whole production time. Yeah, so it's like
Okay.
3 years. Yeah, 3 years and
Yeah,
a half.
that's not bad. That's actually tighter than I would have imagined. So that's interesting to know. I want to circle back a little bit. So I know you've had extensive history writing for all kinds of mediums. You've done children's books, documentaries, scripts, of course. Can you talk a little bit about how you got started in writing and what your career path has kind of looked like?
You have a great research. You know that I was writing children books and documentaries, but you don't know I was writing also uh, soap operas. So that's
Yes, I did. I did see that as well.
yeah,
That's
yes.
you're all over the place, hey?
That's crazy. Yeah. I started as a movie critic. I was writing about movies and comic books. I was a journalist in few newspapers and TV. But I always dreamt about being a writer, like about writing movies and comic books and maybe even books in the future. So I slowly started to changing into writing comic books and movies, then writing about comic books and movies.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and First with some indie short comic books. Then I started writing soap operas for TV. Uh, and after that, I had to take a long break from TV because it was sometimes cool, but it was like a very emotionally draining experience. So then I got back to comic books. Mm, and right now, slowly, like since 3 years, I'm getting back to TV with Edgerunners and
Right.
to movies with some other things that I'm doing outside CDPR.
Okay, okay. Wow, that's you've been quite busy. Do you have like a favorite thing that you've produced or written for in the past? Like, has there been a soap opera or a comic book? It seems like your comfortability zone lies with comic books, and you seem to really enjoy that. But in the past, has there been any standouts for you that you really really loved?
Uh, it's hard to talk about what I love because I hate everything that I maybe not hate, but when I read something that I wrote like even 6 months
Right.
before, I see all the things that I could change or write better. So it's really hard to find my favorite, but I really like The Witcher: Fading Memories. It's my
Right.
first The Witcher comic book, uh, and I think it is a really good story. So yeah, I really like that one. Um, of course, I like Edgerunners. I think it's
I mean,
Edgerunners
how can you not?
are amazing. Yeah. Uh, I like a couple of children's books that I did. One short movie I did is also cool. It is called, even I don't remember the title because the title is crazy. It is the food complexity in afforested grounds. That's the title, and you can see it online. And of course, I love all the things that I will write soon. So
Yes, I mean, looking forward to that for sure. I'll be keeping a keen eye to what you're creating in the future. I think that's the curse of the creatives, right? You look back on your work and you overanalyze it and you pick it apart, and that's part of the process, right? That's how I suppose that's how you get better.
yeah, but sometimes I think you should just, because I have a lot of friends that can't finish what they started. I mean, and that's
Hmm.
a huge problem for artists. So I
Right.
don't have this problem, and that's cool that I can finish stuff, because I think that uh, there is always a moment that you should just stop working on stuff and just show it to the world.
Right.
Uh, but then, of course, you have these thoughts that you could make it better. But as you said, I think it's a part of the process, and part of artists being better and growing as more mature artists, I guess, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I suppose it is a process. Um, I want to jump to my next question here.
You
So,
know.
do you have a genre that was your favorite growing up? Were you more into the fantasy side of things? Were you more into sci-fi? Uh, what did you love growing up?
Uh, mm, I really like to mix things. I'm
Mm-hmm.
that's why I think that's why I love Quentin Tarantino's movies, because he mixes the like this, I don't know, crazy action movies with some moral dilemmas and stuff like that. So as a child, when I was growing up, I was watching movies with Jean-Claude Van Damme and Chuck Norris, like this crazy fighting movies, but also independent cinema from Europe. That's why I think I like to mix, science fiction with drama, Western with horror. I like to play with genres, and I think that's it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. In your career, have you ever felt like you don't have the freedom to kind of blend those genres? Has it been like, corporate red tape and things like that like don't allow you to kind of fully flesh out your career? Is this more personal projects, or is this more in the...
No. You see, when I was working at when I started working in TV, like this 15 years ago, doing the soap operas, then I couldn't mix. I had to do a tale about love, and that's it. But I think that working in CDPR is great because I have like total freedom, and that's amazing. So I'm not doing corporate stuff. I'm just doing stuff that is really close to my heart. That's why Cyberpunk and The Witcher, I mix genres all the time. Like I think my Cyberpunk comic book is different. Same with The Witcher. Like the first Witcher was a drama, and the second one was a horror story. So so I can play with that.
Can take all the angles.
Yeah,
no, I mean, I have my personal favorite of yours is Blackout, and we'll talk about that a little bit later.
But cool.
Blackout it blew me away, honestly. So it's right up there with Edgerunners for me. But I mean, I want to know what the research looks like when you're starting off writing for a new genre. So I don't know if you grew up with Cyberpunk 2020 and the tabletop, or you're exposed to the universe. But what does kind of the research look like when you're maybe new to a genre, or you've had a little bit of experience?
With Cyberpunk, I know what I think everyone knows. So, like when I was growing up, it was Blade Runner, it was Akira, Ghost in the Shell. So that was it. As a child, I didn't know Cyberpunk 2020. So that's new for me. Of course, I knew Neuromancer by William Gibson, so I knew what Of course, I love Johnny Mnemonic. I don't know. I like right now. I think I don't remember it, but probably it's not a good movie. But I remember, I remember Johnny Mnemonic as a really cool piece of work with. I guess there was Dolph Lundgren as a crazy priest, something like that. It was a crazy movie. So I really liked Cyberpunk as a genre, but my research looks totally different. I mean, first I look for the theme of the story.
Mm-hmm.
And almost like always the theme is something that I see in a real world, a problem, or mostly a problem, or I don't know, a philosophical question. And then I'm thinking about a genre that will be the best to tell this story. And after I have it, then I'm watching a lot of movies from this genre, or reading books or comic books to feel this genre, to feel the ways that they are telling stories and stuff like that. So when I don't know if you read You Have My Word. That's
I did, yes.
like it's not finished yet. It will be soon, but before writing You Have My Word, I watched John Wick movies. I watched No Country for Old Men by the Coen brothers, and read the book by Cormac McCarthy. That's why the fixer is named Cormac, because of Cormac McCarthy. Yeah,
there you go.
Fun
fact.
Fun fact, yeah. So that's my research. First, I'm looking at the world outside, and then I'm looking for the ways that are best to tell this kind of story.
Right. No. And that kind of leads me into my next question. So it's about emotion, and you and your team have this ability to really extract emotion out of your readers. So obviously this was apparent in Edgerunners, and then I had mentioned Blackout a little bit earlier, and I felt like that had done a great job of extracting that emotion from the reader. Do you have like a secret sauce behind this? And obviously for different mediums, right? For comic books, you have to work closely with the artists for that medium, and then for the show, artists obviously for TV. How does that differ as well?
I'm just a very emotional guy. That's why things are emotional. But yeah, in comic books, it's cool because you are very close with the artist. I mean, it's not like a TV or a movie that you have
right
sometimes even a dozen or 100 of people working on it. In a comic book, it's like a small family, because it's me and the artist, and then we can share what's behind the story. So I can talk with the artist what emotions I want to show in this comic book, what we should like how we should impact the readers and stuff like that. With Edgerunners, I think why the emotionality of the characters is so impressive is because the differences between us as Polish people and Trigger as Japanese people. That's why I think because during production there was a lot of things lost in translation between us, because we understood some emotions differently. Like
right, yes.
Like for example, when I was writing a scene about death, like that was the theme of this one particular scene. For them, it was about life, and like at first it was really hard to know what we want to do, because I said we were very often lost in translation. But then we started talking about emotions, like what we want to achieve with each scene. So I was telling them that we want to show that David misses his mom, or that he's lonely, and we were searching for the best way to explain it to the audience in Europe and Japan, to find the I don't know, the same language to tell it, and I think that's why.
Some cultural common ground, right? Because
yeah,
I think the cultures are so, maybe not vastly different, but they're different enough where, like you mentioned, that these things are getting a little bit lost in translation. So, I mean, that's even more of a testament to how things ended up working out with the reviews of Edgerunners and everything that's been said. So obviously we overcame this barrier, right? But it was not without its challenges. That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah, it is. Okay. And I think it was at first it was challenging, but then we became like a family, that we knew each other better and we knew what we want. And I think it worked out pretty well, and it has this unusual, strange value to it. I mean that it's. I think that if Polish director or Japanese director or director from United States would do these scenes differently, but because there is this Japanese, Polish, United States mix, it's different. It's somehow, like, in my opinion, it's somehow unusual. So
yeah, I mean, it seems like you've infused all the best parts of each of these cultures and their takes on it into this one medium, and it seemed to like really work and mesh together. So that's very, very interesting. I want to get to this point. So fleshing out characters in a short window of time and getting the reader or viewer attached to them in this window is tough. And so Edgerunners is only 10 episodes, but me as a viewer, I felt very connected to these characters at the end. And it's a testament to the writing. But how does your character progression have to be adapted based on length?
You know, I don't know if it's an answer to your question, but with Edgerunners, I think how to say it, it's because, you know, in the beginning we were building the story arcs for each character, like their development, but then like working with Trigger gave me a lot of new knowledge that I'm using right now as a writer, because they showed me that sometimes you shouldn't go with the proper character development. You should show that the characters are or behave in an like illogical way, that they are doing things that they shouldn't do, that they act like they shouldn't act. And I think that's the way you are feeling so much for them, because they feel real.
Right. Yeah, it's part of human nature, right?
Yeah. So you know, in comic books, I'm building those arcs. In Edgerunners, we were building these arcs, but like when working on the final scripts, we just thought that okay, they should become real characters, and that's why the scenes that are sometimes illogical or strange.
Right.
So yeah, that's I think. That's the way it is. It was with Edgerunners.
And was the idea ever thrown out there to maybe extend the series a couple episodes? Was that some in play at any point, or was it like strictly okay, 10 episodes, 20 minutes each, and let's fit this into this?
Yeah, it was always it was always 10 episodes. Yeah, so we never thought and we never talked about extending the to add one episode or two episodes or make another season with these characters. It was always 10 episodes, 20 minutes. Yeah, and
right.
That's it. We wanted to create a. That's why in comic books I'm doing like 4-issue mini series to like to have one meaningful standalone story,
right.
and
close the loop on all of these, right? Just have this short, intense medium, and then close the loop. Yeah, no, I completely understand that. So how creative do you try to get with cyberpunk concepts? Do you try to stick to concepts from the source material, or is there freedom to explore topics that maybe the source material has yet to explore?
Yeah, as I said, like earlier, I like CDPR gives me a lot of freedom and gives I think all of our writers and creators a lot of freedom to look for new opportunities and stories, and like of course the source material and the Night City itself, it's full of amazing stories. It's like it has so much potential. In the game, there's not much trauma team or max tech or even Reaper dogs, and these are like the topics that are amazing. So it depends. Sometimes I'm just into something from a source material, and I want to develop a story about, I don't know, trauma team or Reaper dog, but I have a total freedom to just go with the flow and find something else. That's why in Big City Dreams I showed a bit of even not Badlands but countryside. So I think that's the first time when you can see a cyberpunk countryside, like Cyberpunk 2077 countryside.
Oh, excellent. How many variations of the script were there, and how radically different were the changes made from V1 to the final version? Was there a heavy iterative process where I know some people from the team had mentioned that you're watching this constantly, hundreds of times, to make sure that it's landing right. So is that the same for the writing of it?
There was a lot. I mean, there was before like creating this one final versions, we had like different versions of story. That's before deciding that it will be a story about David, Lucy, Maine, and other stuff. We had, I don't know, like dozens of other ideas with different characters, with different storylines. So it was a lot. And then but when I started working with Trigger, it were just like minor changes. Then we were just exchanging ideas, rewriting the scripts, but it was like the core was there. So this writing process had like a lot of steps. And yeah, it's hard to remember how many versions were there. So yeah.
Right. Yeah. I'm sure there's a lot of stakeholders involved in the whole thing, regardless, right? So there's a lot of people voicing their opinion, and it's good to hear that they didn't have many changes. So that means you're kind of aligned in that sense with Trigger. So that's excellent. A little bit more of a fun one. So what's your favorite part about the Cyberpunk universe? Is there a certain concept or maybe faction or group that you gravitate towards personally?
I mean, I love Reaper dogs. I think it's an amazing concept, and like the question I would like to develop is, what the hell is going on with all the meat they are cutting every day?
This
right?
Is true. This is true. Like, where does it go?
Yeah, they are having like a dozen of hands or legs or eyes each day, and what happens, right? So I would like to develop this subject, and I also really like breakdances. I think BDs is something that that can give you a lot of freedom in telling a story, because you suddenly in a cyberpunk world you can go into space or back in time or do whatever you want. So that's cool, and I like this Christopher Nolan approach with showing, like, with raising the question, what is real and what is unreal.
Yes.
So Braindance gives you this opportunity. So yeah, I think Braindance is Reaper dogs, but there's a lot of cool things. Trauma Team is great. Max Stack is cool. I like all the gangs. Right now I'm developing a new script for like a comic book about Maelstrom. So Uh, so I think it will be a love story. So yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
very nice. That's very interesting.
You know,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, just going back to the brain dances, I guess it gives you a lot more freedom to kind of get outside the world of Night City, right? Because you
you
can
know,
theoretically put anything in it. That's why the whole moon segment of the story in Edgerunners is, I mean, it's not something that you would normally have if you didn't have brain dance to kind of tell that story, right? So
yeah, exactly.
that's awesome. So what's been your reaction to the accolades that Edgerunners has gotten so far? It last time I checked, it had a 96% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's in the top anime lists. What does that feel like as
It's
as a creative?
it's crazy. Like 2 weeks ago, it was like a dream. I thought that, oh, no, 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 I don't believe it. It will end soon. It's just a beautiful dream, and it is not true. I'm in a brain dance. So, but right now, I'm still a bit overwhelmed, because it's really a big success. And but most important thing is that a lot of people really love edge runners and the characters, and they are sad about how the like story was developed, and about the final episode, and they are like writing the new stories for David and Lucy, and it's amazing. So
Yes.
I'm really happy and moved because I get a lot of love since like 3 weeks ago, and
Mm-hmm.
that's a lot of fun, and yeah, that's nice and super cool.
Bartosz, we're not sad. We're devastated. That ending was rips our heart out. Come on, you can't do that to us.
Yeah,
You
but
gotta.
yeah, but like in a cyberpunk world,
It's true.
I think it was a happy end. To be honest, like maybe like not a perfect happy ending, but it was like it for some characters it was a happy ending, and you should be happy uh, that someone like
Yeah.
make it. So
Like you said, these aren't traditional characters, right? They don't have a
you know,
traditional arc, and I mean, it's just obviously we know that no one makes it out of Night City with
yeah,
alive. So, no, I mean, it was an excellent ending, and I think it's a testament to the ending to have people rewriting the ending and kind of
yeah,
playing with all the different ideas
yeah,
and concepts. And I'm sure you've seen some of the theories out there
yeah.
that may or may not be true, but yeah, it's just it's been amazing. So. I have two more questions. So,
Yeah.
how many other characters than Cormac have you hidden in your work? Is there any? Is this something that you do often, or is this was a spur of the moment thing?
Yeah, again, I I love how Quentin Tarantino is sometimes putting stuff from one movie
Mm-hmm.
into another movie, and it's not the Marvel Cinematic Universe, of course, because like they are
Right.
mixing everything. But I like the small details, so you can find a lot of characters in my comic books that you know from other media, like
Right.
game, comic books, or even Edge Runners, I guess. So there are some
There are some
hidden
more.
secrets. Yeah. There are
Yeah,
more.
I love that concept because it just adds that connective tissue between the book to the game. So you're transitioning between them, and you still feel like even though they might be vastly different in terms of how they look or
Yeah,
the stories behind them or how you even play them and interact with them, they're still they're part of the same universe. So I personally love that.
yeah. I love
Um,
it because it makes you feel that it is a real world, right? That
yes,
the people interact with themselves. That if you finish reading the comic book or finish watching Edge Runners, you like you may think that these characters are still living like without you, that they have their own stories and
right.
lives, and that's that's cool. I loved it as a child, so that's why I want to do it as a creator. Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, what can you tell us about your future? Do you have anything exciting upcoming? I know you briefly touched on it in the beginning. What's next for you?
What's next for me? I'm finishing the new The Witcher comic book right now. Then I'm jumping into new Cyberpunk comic book about love story about Maelstrom gang. And I have some other plans for the future, but
to be revealed at a later date.
But yeah, they probably they will be revealed later. So yeah, that's it. And outside CDPR, I'm working on a movie script. So yeah. Wow. So
okay.
Yeah. So that's it. Yeah, a lot of work and I have to think. And I have to think about holidays. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, of course. You got to take your holidays. Well, like I said, Vancouver is a lovely place to be in Canada. It might get a little cold now, so maybe avoid Canada. But yeah, but take your vacation.
How cold? How cold? Because I'm from Poland. In Poland, we have like hardcore winters. So
this is true. Do you guys use Celsius in Poland, or is it Fahrenheit?
It's Celsius. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. So it gets about. I think the coldest that it gets where I am, which is in Calgary, is like -40. Vancouver is
-40, like 40.
40.
Oh man, no.
You can't.
No.
You're gonna need some. You're gonna need I'm gonna need to get you a jacket, Bartosz, and then you can come.
Yeah, because Poland is -20, like right now.
That's fairly cold.
It is cold, but like lately, it's maybe -10.
That's not too bad.
So like compared to -40, it's like.
I mean, it's not -40 right now, but it will eventually be. Right now, it's pretty warm. It's about 10 degrees. But yeah, if you ever, I'm sure you'll come maybe visit the Vancouver studio if that is in your future. And it's been an honor.
Love to. And yes. No, but wait a second, because you need to tell me why did you like Blackout? Because I'm really.
I felt like the story, again, it's a shorter series, right? So I think it was four comic books in total, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I love the concept of the brain dance editor, and you said that's one of your favorite concepts. So I like when a script is revolving around that, and the pain and the anguish and the emotions that you feel. And it's kind of this ambiguous thing where you don't know what the right answer is, right? So I think when things are so ambiguous and it's up for interpretation like that, that's something that I really personally enjoy, and Braindance is a good facilitator for that, obviously. But yeah, just the choices he had to make and the result of, wanting to do the right thing is not always the ideal outcome, and that's just how life is. So I think that's why I really gravitated towards it.
Yeah, cool. And cool that you like ambiguity, because the problem is, I think, with today's media, that a lot of people needs like simple answers in the end. And that's why I'm really proud of the audience behind Cyberpunk Edgerunners, that they like the ending is it's an open ending, right? It has some kind of ambiguity to it, and I'm happy that the audience liked it. I mean, that they were not okay. I had it because it's not happy ending.
It lingers with you, right? So great stories, they stay with you for longer than, okay, I'm done reading it, end of story, let's move on to the next one. This is something that sits with you, and I feel like there's a lot of philosophical types in the cyberpunk community just by the nature of the genre. So I'm sure a lot of people have felt similarly to me. So
cool.
Yes.
Cool. So happy.
Bartosz, it's been amazing, a pleasure to have you and have this discussion. I know this came out of the blue, so I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to chat with me, and maybe we can do this in the future when something releases that you're really excited about, and just shoot me a DM, or I'll shoot you a DM, and we'll do this again.
Yeah, of course. I would love to, because I love your YouTube channel. You are doing cool stuff there.
My friend.
So yeah. If you have more questions, I'm also open to talk. So
sure, yeah, that would be absolutely amazing.
I hope you have like enough today. Like, I mean,
I got plenty. I got plenty.
Yeah. Okay.
I honestly thought this was gonna be a 15-minute interview. I haven't done an interview in like a very long time, so
okay.
I didn't know how this was gonna go, or how this was gonna be set up. So I mean, it was.
But you want to edit it like on a short
I might throw
questions?
Yeah, I didn't really know how it was gonna work, so I'll look at the video recording, and if I want to make an intro or like chop it up a little bit, I will. But I feel like I'm just gonna post this raw, because I mean it was good. It was great. It's fantastic.
Okay. Cool. Happy.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for doing a really cool research, because that's it doesn't happen often. So thank you for doing the research and great questions.
Absolutely,
and it was like I had really nice time with you. Yeah. So thanks.
I did as well. We'll have to do this again, Bartosz.
Yeah.
Thanks
so much. See you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.